Hello friends. The second wave of COVID-19 has been wreaking havoc in the length and breadth of the country, causing death to thousands of people every day. Bank employees and officers who are in the line of service to the country, being first-line COVID warriors, have also been facing the brunt of the onslaught of the deadly disease. As per data compiled by Aiboa, around 1.5 lakh bank employees have been affected by coronavirus across different banks. Among them, around 1,200 employees have already lost their lives. Of late, the number of casualties in the banking sector has been on the increase. Every day, every bank employee is made to come to terms with the unfortunate and untimely death of some of their colleagues. The nature of work of the bankers is such that it is hardly possible for them to remain fully protected from possible infection of the virus. Being in a service industry where customer service is the rule, they are always working in highly risky and vulnerable conditions. Now, the bankers are in the midst of another type of threat. The transfer season of bankers, especially officers, is fast approaching. As per extant guidelines, officers in sensitive posts or seats are to be transferred every 3 years. They are not supposed to continue in the same seat beyond 3 years. Though the CVC had earlier clarified that the Commission's advice is only for change from the sensitive seat or post and not necessarily from the station, it has been the practice and policy of banks to transfer officers to other places, often distant regions or states. The reasons for this policy of sending officers to different centers is said to be to ensure gaining of knowledge as well as varied exposure in different areas of operation and geographies. Periodic rotational transfer of officers is mandatory as per Central Vigilance Commission guidelines. Therefore, the four officers associations, that is Aiboc, Aiboa, INBOC and NOBO, have sent a representation to CVC requesting his immediate intervention in the matter of transfer of bankers when the pandemic is spreading its tentacles across the country, causing death and destruction. But it's a fact that due to lockdown implemented in many states and pandemic compulsions, it will be very difficult for officers to shift to new locations, find transit accommodations, locate residential accommodations, shift families and transport household goods. Moreover, getting school admission for children in the middle of the academic year, that too during such an unprecedented pandemic situation, is nearly impossible. Most importantly, the officers and their families will be highly exposed and will have much more chances of contracting corona and facing the consequences themselves and even causing spreading of the disease. So there is no doubt that any such transfer will be traumatic for the officers and their families. Therefore, the associations are appealing to CVC to consider the case on humanitarian grounds and to direct all banks to postpone the transfer exercise of officers. They are requesting in their letter to advise the banks to consider extending the tenure of officers who have completed 3 years in any post by minimum 1 year to obviate the avoidable discomfort and dislocation of the officers concerned. The associations are confident that the CVC will understand the grave risk to the life of officers, the trauma to be faced by their families, and other multiple problems associated with transfers in the prevailing pandemic situation, and be kind enough to issue suitable directions to the banks in this regard. The associations have taken a right step in taking up this very important and crucial issue with the Central Vigilance Commission directly without going to the bank managements first and waiting for their decisions, which would be causing undue delay in these difficult times. Let's hope that the CVC will be considering the request made on behalf of the entire banking fraternity in the country who are providing human service across the nation in the corona times, disregarding the threat to their own life. Thank you.